Hey, what's going on, vets? So I just got off a recent phone call with another veteran. Man, this lighting is horrible. Let me see if I can make this lighting a little bit better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And they reached out to me. This is a veteran that I know that lives in another country. They're also in a developing country, and they reached out to me because they ran out of money. I'm like, it's the 10th of the month. How you ran out of money? You just got paid less than 10 days ago. And they came up to me and was telling me about, all the things that they had been doing and how they've given in to peer pressure because they built a reputation of supposedly, all these things and this money that they supposedly have, and they're trying to live up to that reputation. And I'm like, dude, this ain't high school, man. You're a grown man. uh, why would you let other people dictate what you're doing, how you're doing it, what you're spending? So I'm coming on tonight, man, to tell you guys, don't try to live up to something you're not. You know, as a kid growing up, we grew up with nothing, or at least I grew up with nothing. I don't know about you guys. I grew up with nothing in Alabama, and I would work the entire summer to get one pair of shoes, an expensive pair of shoes, just to make it seem like I had something. Because I to this day I don't understand where that mindset comes from. It's like we grow up chasing something that we're not, or trying to be something that we're not. At least I'm wearing these and you don't have them. That type of thing. When you get older, you realize, man, that none of that shit even matters. It really doesn't matter. You make your own decision as an adult. This is why I tell you guys I don't really hang around people from the States, because that influence from the States, you get involved in that, and now you're doing things you shouldn't be doing or wouldn't normally do simply because somebody's challenging you. Well, when you're with the locals, they're not looking at it the same way. You understand what I'm saying? They're looking at life a totally different way because they got way more things to deal with than trying to have somebody challenge them on what they can and can't do. It got so bad for this person that they found pawn shops. I want y'all to hear me. They found pawn shops in a foreign country to take items that they have to pawn to make it through the month prior. You know how bad you got to be in a developing country where you got to pawn your stuff to get money to make it through the month. And I basically told him, I'm like, dude, whoever these people are you around, you need to cut them off. You need to cut them off. You need to sacrifice, get your finances back straight, and don't go back around those people again. Because if you got friends like that, that's challenging you every time to buy something that you don't need or don't want, that's not your friend, man. Those are not your friends. You need to find new people. And it's a shame, bro, that you got to pawn your stuff in a developing country. I just can't get over that. I'm like, it's less than 10 days. What are you possibly spending your money on in 10 days that you got to pawn your stuff to make it through the month? Bro, this lifestyle of living overseas is not for everybody. It's really not. People look at it and they look at it from a tourist aspect. I try to show you guys living here. I'm not trying to show you what tourists do here. Because if you're looking at it from a tourist standpoint and you're talking about living here, you ain't gonna like it. Because every day here is not a party. Every day here is not going to a club. Every day here, the weather is not great. There's sometimes it rains all day, heavy, storms all day, heavy. Um, your power may go out wherever you are. You can't look at living overseas as this most wonderful, beautiful thing every single second that you're there. That's a tourist idea. That's not an expat's way of living. Living here is really no different than living in the US, other than, you got a lot more advantages because your money goes farther. And there's a lot of disadvantages when it comes to services, where in the US you would get things like that. Here, it takes time. So I'm basically coming on to tell you guys that you're adults. If you got grown men out there trying to push you to do stuff and you're not comfortable doing it, don't do it. Leave. Fuck up and walk away. Don't give in to pressure from old men. What the hell? I wish somebody would walk up on me, man. I bet you can't buy that. I know your broke ass can't buy it. That's why you asking me to buy it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't deal with stuff like that, bro. I don't. I don't. I've been living overseas and seen enough silliness, especially with some of these cats coming from the States, to know, no, no. And if you notice with a lot of these expats, notice the difference in what I said. Expats, not tourists. You all need to understand, just because somebody's here, they may be here for a month, they may be here for 3 months. They're tourists. They're not an expat because they got an expiration date. They're leaving. They're not staying. Okay, that's the difference. When I go to the DR, I'm a tourist because I ain't staying. But when I come here, I live here. I'm an expat. Please understand the difference. So don't watch a channel and go, yeah, that's what I want to do, what he's doing. He's showing you a tourist life. It's not an expat life. An expat life is a lot of up and downs. You know, like with me tomorrow, I'm going to physical therapy. How many of these expat channels are they showing you going to hospitals, doctor's office, getting medical treatments? I got to do an x-ray next week. I'm gonna film it just to show you guys what it's like. My physical therapy tomorrow. I'm gonna take my little Insta 360 Go, show you guys what that's like. When I go get my X-ray, I'm gonna show you guys what that's like. Those are real life situations, the same way you would have them in the U.S. No different. The only difference is they speak Spanish. The policies at the hospitals are a little different, but they speak Spanish. That's it. So I'm not trying to show you guys what tourists do, because tourists ain't doing that while they're here. And I'm gonna show you guys where you can go get the COVID test. There's a couple different spots here, and they got the signs right there, English. You drive right through everything. But I'm gonna get more into showing you guys day-to-day life for veterans who are thinking about moving here and moving other countries, so you can understand this ain't the US, and it's not going to be the same way as you see someone who's a tourist when you decide to live here. It's a whole different situation. Let's see, Airport Atheist, what's up, man? Chasing skirts? Yeah, that's part of it. Chasing skirts, alcohol, a little bit of drugs, and then just peer pressure from whoever these people are he's around. Just, I mean, he's telling me, man, this ain't a young person. This is somebody in their 60s. And I'm like, who the hell are you listening to spending your money like that? Well, it's the 10th of the month and you asking to borrow $300 till next month. Like, nah, man. Hey, Markel, is veteran. Fernando, okay, from Mexico. Great topic on this channel. Best with. Okay, appreciate it, man. What's up, Mr. Thompson? Always appreciate insight. Oh, no problem. Looking forward to these videos you're talking about. Yeah. So tomorrow, I'm gonna take my little camera right here, my Insta 360 Go, and I'm gonna show you guys from the time I get in the taxi, going to HCA office, do my physical therapy, coming out of there, and then I'm gonna show you guys where where you can take the test. And then next week, I gotta go do an X-ray on my left knee. So I'm gonna show you guys what that process is like. Like I said, it's a little bit different, and where I gotta go is right here in Poblado. It's not that far away. It's a little bit different, but it's sort of the same procedures that you would go through the States. So I'm just doing an X-ray, and then I gotta see a podiatrist the following month. So I'm gonna try to show you guys what that's like. But there's like a variety of different hospitals and places that I go to here, monthly. I never really show you guys those things, right? Because I've just been showing you guys like parks, amusement parks, areas you can go, you can visit while you're here. But I never really show you guys day to day. And that's more something you all need to see is the day to day and see if this is something you actually want to do, if this is a lifestyle you actually want to live. Because again, as a tourist, you're just looking to do everything that's the best and have the greatest time. But as an expat, when you're living here, this is life. There's a huge difference. That's why I don't try to put females and show you who I'm dating, and I just show you guys friends that I hang out with that we go do stuff with, because I don't want you guys to have an expectation of me always going to show who I'm seeing or who I was seeing. That type of thing. I'm not with the daytime drama. That's you know that's shit I ain't into. But I am interested in showing you veterans day to day life here, how I get my medications. How I get my medications is very simple. I make a phone call to the doctor. Hey, I need blah blah blah. The doctor says okay. I get a call from their office. Next thing I know, a rapid driver is bringing medication downstairs to the guards. The guards bring it upstairs to the door. And then I got my medication. Mr. McDonald, Kalo K, good information, Markel. Keep up the work. Thank you, sir. Do you still ride with that taxi driver, Jason, still? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I either have Jason, his dad, or his brother. They all, then the whole family's cab drivers. And but mainly is Jason. Like tomorrow, Jason's gonna pick me up and take me to my appointment in Savanetta. So, but I'd rather give you guys on this channel the real, right? And on my other channel, the real. None of that fake. Well, today I went out and I hung out with such and such. No, you need to get the real, because you wanna get a real picture of what it's like day to day. Are the pharmacies like Mexico where you can just walk in and get whatever you want as long as you have the cash? Yes and no. Yes, if you know what you want, they may have that exact thing or a substitute. But on some medications, though, like we had a buddy that came here from the Philippines. He needed heart medication. I forgot exactly what the name of it was. No, he needed, was it blood pressure pills? He needed something, blood pressure pills or heart medication. And they told him he had to have a prescription. So it isn't quite like that. I know in the DR, you can give a damn what it was. You got the money and you know what you needed, you can get it. But here on certain things, you need a prescription. So it's not quite like that, but most of the stuff in the pharmacy you can get, just depends on what it is. Trying to see what other things that'll stand out that's a little different. With the driver's license things, I think I told you either on this channel or my other channel, I was thinking about getting the driver's license. I looked into that. It's a little sketchy how it works here if you want to avoid taking the test, because there's quite a number of people here that don't have nothing. They ain't got no license, they ain't got shit. They just jump on the vehicle and go. And that kind of explains some of the driving here. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm still kind of holding off on it, even if I want to drive, man, because sometimes I think I do, because I can go in some areas and it looks like I'll be cool driving here. But then sometimes we'll be in some areas and, bro, you will see some of the craziest shit. And then I'll go, I don't know how I would handle that if I was driving right now. And they do have road rage here. If you all thinking that they don't have road rage here, you crazy. They do. We were going to my friend Lady's house because I was giving her kid that drone, and we were on the freeway. This one car was getting over. This other car was already there. They didn't see him. When they saw him, they weaved back real quick because they didn't want to get an accident. The guy pulled up beside him, dude, and they throwing fists out the window. He's just like, come on, come on. And while they driving, I'm like, wow. So they do have road rage here. So don't come here thinking that everything ain't road rage. Now, they didn't have no guns like they normally would in the U.S. and pull guns on each other. I didn't see them do that, but yeah, they do have road rage here. Do the FMP pay for medicine? Yes. As long as you're service connected for, whatever it is, whatever kind of medication you're getting, FMP pays for that. Like my physical therapy, FMP is paying for physical therapy. The x-rays I'm getting in my left knee, that's service connected. FMP is paying for that. Pretty much everything that I do here, FMP is paying for. Love and Freedom, what's up, man? How you doing? I saw that video, man. You were having some issues with that. What was it? A captain at that station where they pulled you over. Good evening, Mr. Collins. How you doing? But yeah, man, I want to do more of the real versus tourist things that you guys see typically, because that's not showing you day-to-day real life in this country. And as a disabled veteran with a disabled veterans channel, you guys need to see the real. So when I have an issue, I may not be able to capture it all on video because obviously I got a lot of private information I'm not trying to share with the world, but I'll give you the Cliff Notes. I'll give you the Cliff Note version of it. But FMP solely depends on your service connection. So if you got, like, I have a ton of service connection, both legs, you know, each individual leg, foot, ankle, knees, hip, back, psych, and this arm, my right arm. So I got a ton of service connections. So all the stuff that I get medications for is covered. Now, if you only have one service connection, and let's say it's psych, that's all you're getting FMP for. Anything outside of that, you got to pay for. Because one of the popular ones you guys like to ask me about is dental. If you're not, if you can be 100%, you could be 100% with all kind of SMCs. You live overseas, if you don't have service connected for dental, they're not going to pay for it. They're not going to pay for it. You got to pay for that out of pocket. Yes, sir. 100% is best to see. Yes. How's your day been, brother? Best Vet Channel on YouTube. Hey, I appreciate that, Mr. Dennis. Yeah, so like I said, man, I want to show you guys the real. I want you guys to understand how FMP really works. I want you guys to understand that regardless of what you need, as long as it's service connected, you will get. I needed a shower seat. I'm supposed to have a shower seat. They always give me a shower seat in the States. Guess what they did here? They gave me a shower seat. What did it cost me? Nothing. Why? It's service connected. If I need a walking cane, they're going to give me a walking cane. Why? It's service connected. If I needed a wheelchair, because it's both legs that I got service connected. If I needed a wheelchair, they would give me a wheelchair and it wouldn't cost me anything because all those things are service connected. Do you have to pay first for the medication? And no, that's the difference also. When you use a third party that's already billing the foreign medical program, you pay nothing out of pocket. Even when I was in the Dominican Republic and I was using the third party service in the Dominican Republic, the only time I paid any money is when I originally went to sign up. They make you pay a $25 fee for a card I never got. They tell you they're gonna give you this card. It's supposed to be like a card, like the VA card, right? To show that you signed up. But they already know who I am when I go there. Even if I can go there right now today, if I fly there now, they all know who I am because I was going there every other day for physical therapy. And they're never going to turn you down. I'm going to put it to y'all this way. Whatever services you need, whatever medications you need, even if they got to go somewhere in another whole city to get it, even if they got to fly to Bogota to get it, they're not going to turn it down, okay? As long as you service connected for it, they're going to get it. Better get some super glue to keep that body together. They just, they don't mess with the Godzilla glue. Okay, Mr. Collins. Let's see. Can I get all my mental health meds here? Let's see. I can get all my mental health meds here in Mexico without a prescription. Yeah. Yeah. Now, like I said, it depends here on what it is. Now in the DR, yes, they didn't give a damn what it was. You got the money? Here you go. Because I've seen people ask for all kinds of stuff in the Dominican Republic, dude, and they go back there and see if they got it. As long as they got it, they got the money to pay for it, they get it. But no, I don't pay anything up front. Um, I just tell them what it is. And that, what they do every time though is they make sure by looking through your service connections that this is something that's going to be covered. Because anytime it's not going to be covered, you got to pay for it out of pocket. So that's the biggest difference. And then when it comes to the language, because a lot of you guys are probably wondering, okay, so you're not fluent in Spanish. How's that work? Well, all the doctors that I deal with, they all speak English. Okay. The majority of the people that are at the office that I go to, they speak English. Not all. Some speak a little, some are fluent in English. The hospitals that I go to for these appointments, no. The one I'm gonna go to here in Poblado, they don't speak any English over there. The one that I go to in Robledo, the doctor speaks English there. He used to work in the States. So it's kind of a crapshoot when you're going to these medical offices. Some will have people that speak English, some nobody speaks any English, and then you're kind of on your own. Like when I went to go get, because they got me, what do you call those inserts? Shoe inserts, right? Because my feet are bad. And I had to go get those shoe inserts. This is how you get tested on your Spanish, and this is how, because I had to tell people all the time, despacio, slow down, because sometimes they get the rolling, and I'm lost on what they're saying, and I ask them to slow down, right? Because their Spanish is too fast for me. Those are just certain words you need to learn, man. Because if you can start out understanding what they're saying, but sometimes when they get rolling, and they talk so fast, bro. It's like I'm super lost on what you're saying now. Howard, how you doing? Hey, Markel, I'm applying for the retirement visa in Colombia. The next time I go there, I got a blue ID card. Okay. The only thing I'll tell you about the retirement visa here is the new qualification is you need medical. So they'll probably either tell you to sign up for Shura through ESP, I believe is what it's called here for the local insurance is ESP. The number one company that signs everybody up is Shura, or you can get private insurance, which is what I have is private insurance. That's the only other requirement. As far as your income goes, you just need to prove that you get at least, I think it's $788 a month in income. That's it. That's all you need. Let's see, getting serious. If you have a chain, what? Oh, excuse me, a claim. Brighten this up. You have a claim in. Would you wait to put in for vocational counseling? No, because they're not synonymous with each other. Now it depends. Like, what do you got the claim in for? And then you're going to voc rehab or you going vocational counseling, right? So as long as you don't have something in that's saying, I'm applying for TDIU because I can't work, but I'm gonna go talk to a career counselor because I'm trying to get a job. Yeah, that don't jive. But if they have nothing to do with each other, there's no reason why you shouldn't. Yeah, that's gonna be one of the requirements. I do have a lady that I use. Her name is Tatiana. I can reach out to her to see if it's okay to give out her number for you guys to call that are thinking about getting your visa here, retirement visa, because that's who I went through to get my visa. And I paid for the expedite to get it done within 30 days. And I'm going to use her next year when I go to renew my visa. So I'll find out if it's okay to put her info out here where you guys can talk to her about fees and all that stuff. And, because she did me right. I had no issues. She walked me through everything. She stayed in contact with me. She had my passport because remember when I gave my passport, I was nervous about giving her my passport. I got my passport back the next day because she flew to Bogota, took care of everything there, and came back. So that's something you guys are interested in. Let me know. Leave comments below. But as far as the easiest places to get visas besides here in Colombia, that would be Panama, man. Panama has a ton of veterans there. There's a ton of VA services in Panama. It is very easy to get a visa in Panama as a veteran. There are so many incentives because I actually re-looked at going to Panama myself, dude. Because there's so many things that are basically laid out for veterans there. They have a much better healthcare system set up in Panama than they do here. The guy that runs this here came from Panama. He's trying to build this up here the same way they built it up in Panama. Let's see. But what you need to get a passport first before you can apply for the visa. Yeah, it would help to get a passport just so you can get in the country, but it's no. I mean, if you're in the States and you wanted to get the process started in the States, all you need to do is contact your closest consulate or the closest embassy for Colombia. So if you're on the West Coast, it's going to be LA. Because when I went there, when I was in the States last time, remember in September? No, when I was in August and I was coming back in humanitarian flight, I went through the consulate for Colombia in LA. Okay, so and they got English speakers there, obviously, that deals with that. But if you want to start the process in the States of getting a visa, and that goes for any country, that's any country. It's not just here in Colombia. If you got somebody that want to go and live in the DR and they want to get a visa for the DR, you reach out and you talk to the consulate for the DR in whatever area you're closest to you. They're usually in Miami, or excuse me, they're usually in Florida, mostly Miami. They're in LA. They're in DC, and then there's a couple of others spread throughout the country. But there's going to be a consulate close to where you are, or an embassy close to where you are. So you don't have to wait till you come here to apply. If you already have your visa and you want to apply for a pension visa in Colombia, contact the consulate. Do you have to get a PCR test to come into the country? Now, this is an interesting question because they kind of go back and forth with this. So I'll tell you like this, Mr. McDonald. You can enter Colombia without a test, but they're going to put you on quarantine for 14 days while you're here without the test. Now, you can take the test. You can have one of those companies come to your place once you get in. While you're in quarantine, take the test, and then you'll be able to go out. But I don't know who you're supposed to contact after you take the test. I don't know how you get that information out to them. But the test here is easy. They got advertisements for people to come to your house. You go through a drive-through. It's so easy to get a test here now. It's ridiculous. But that is the requirement. You're supposed to have a test, but they will let you enter the country without a test. But you just gonna have to be on a quarantine. This ain't like the States. They're not even letting your ass on a plane without a test going back to the States. So I think that's why they set it up here to be so much easier. Now, the last thing I'm gonna talk about before I get off is for those of you that's getting ready to come out, or for those of you getting ready to visit, there's been a string of robberies here. And I mean a large string of robberies here. Tourists are being targeted and are being robbed. Now, I got a paper from Richie Rich, or an internet thing, and I don't know how true this is because I haven't seen any other papers and the news talk about it, but he showed me an article where there were some guys who were posing as workers that got into the hotel and robbed 5 tourists in the hotel. Took all their money, took all the jewelry, took their clothes. 2 of them got their passports taken. Took their phones, computer, all that stuff, right? And it was hundreds of thousands of dollars that they ended up taking. My first question is, why are you bringing that kind of stuff as a tourist? Unless you're working, there's no way. If I wasn't living here, this MacBook that I'm talking to you all on right now, there's no way in hell this thing would left my house if I'm on vacation. A lot of this stuff I have here, I'm on vacation. I'm going for 3 or 4 days. Why am I taking a $3,000 MacBook? You know, why am I bringing a $1,000 cell phone if I'm only there for 3 days or 5 days? I'm going to Walmart. I'm buying a $49 phone because if it gets stolen, take it, bro. I'm good. I'm good. I ain't missing that. You know, it's little things like that people do. I just don't understand. But there are a string of robberies here. There are a lot of tourists getting robbed, and they set up a task force. They announced that today that they set up a task force where they're going to have undercover officers infiltrate these gangs. They got other units that are going to be flying helicopters, flying drones overhead, trying to pick things out. And in the paper, the reason they said that certain people are being targeted is because of the way they come to the country dressed. Like these guys, they showing gold chains. One guy walking around, he had a Rolex watch on, standing outside, iPad in hand, working on it. It's like, you're not at home. You can't do stuff like that here. But since I don't have any more questions, man, I just want to come on real quick and talk about that with peer pressure. Don't feel forced into doing anything that you're not comfortable or don't have the money to do. And for God's sakes, man, don't be going to a pawn shop in no foreign country. How you even get to that point, you need to go to a pawn shop in a foreign country is come on. If I'm in that bad of a shape in this country, I got to go back to the States because I obviously can't manage my money well at all. You have to know what you're getting into before you travel to any foreign country. That is 100% true. That's why I want to show you guys the real on this channel, what life is like for a disabled veteran living in Colombia, in Medellin, Colombia. I see you got Ali's shirt on. Let's show some love. Leon Spinks passed away a few days ago. Okay, I didn't know that, man. Yeah. Definitely want to show some love to Leon Spinks. Did not know he had passed away, bro. I haven't been keeping up with that in the States. Hey, Markel, thanks for throwing these pearls again. No problem, man. But yeah, starting tomorrow when I go to my appointment, man, I want to show you guys what that's like, what you can expect. Now, I don't expect everybody to do what I do, like with Jason having a driver to take me all the different places. Some of you guys probably going to call an Uber, or you probably just going to call a taxi, let them drop you off. And that's all well and fine, but I don't have the patience to sit there and wait for them like that. Uber here is pretty quick. I'll give them credit for that. That normally they're there within 5 to 4 minutes. There's a bunch of them around in this particular area. Cabs, they'll call a cab for you quick. Cabs are readily available here. But you guys gonna get to see what it's really like, and then you can make a decision from that point if this is gonna work for you as far as healthcare. When it comes to psych, and then I'm out. When it comes to psych, I have 3 different psych doctors here, right? And they normally talk to you on Skype. So, and they give you their phone number, and then you have their number on Skype. So if something's up, you need to talk, something's going on with you, whatever it is, you can reach them, whatever time it is, reach out to them, let them know what's going on. If the medication that you're taking is not right, they'll try to find a substitute for you, or they'll try to find something to put you back in whatever frame of mind you need to be in to be right. So the services here are pretty damn good. I got no complaint with the services. My only issue was with the sign up process. It was a little wonky signing up, but once you get signed up and you're in, you smooth sailing from there. And that damn Brady boy got drunk at the Super Bowl. Parade bro showing had to hold him up. Man, he's celebrating. Hey, I ain't mad at him, dude. I ain't mad at him. Let him have his fun. Hey, he just won the Super Bowl. He what, 43, doing things that people never thought he could do. I ain't mad at him at all. Not at all. But all right, guys, I appreciate everybody watching as always, man. I just wanted to come on and talk to you guys about this real quick. Let's see. Yeah, as a kid, I used to watch Leon Spinks fight with Howard Cosell announcing. Yeah. Oh, Howard Cosell. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it, man. I'm out. Peace, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night.